Hello, welcome to another Olde Battle Reps Mordheim report. This is going to be my Dwarfs versus Dan's Possessed. So our warbands are deployed opposite each other here, and we're going to do what's called Hidden Treasure.
Hidden Treasure, yeah.
So you search the buildings on a 12. You find it
on 2 dice, obviously.
2 dice. Otherwise, it's the last building to be searched has the treasure in. Yes, and you can win by finding the treasure and getting off the board, or if your opponent routs. So we'll go over the armies and then we'll get on with the battle. So in my warband, my dwarf noble is called Thrund, but he's not going to be taking part in this game because he fell down a well last time, which is pretty ridiculous. So it's just going to be Garrick, my engineer. He's got crossbow, hammer, dagger. He's got quick shot as well, and is immune to fear.
Nice.
I've got 2 slayers. First one, Draki, 2 dwarf axes and master of blades, and Skal, who has got +1 wound. He's got dwarf axe and a hammer. 2 dwarfs, both with hammer and dagger. I just haven't had enough money to find it better for them yet. And 2 dwarfs with crossbow, hammer and dagger. And all of my dwarfs, apart from the slayers, who can't have them, they've all got helmets as well.
My possessed warband, I've got my Magister, who has got a name, but I can't remember what it is. He's got a hammer, essentially, which is
Sail the Faithless. You literally
I think I called him Sail the Faithless. I called it Sail the Faithless, which is what the model is, because I like the model too much. He's got a helmet and light armour. He's got hardened, which is an injury. I don't know what that does. I think it means he's immune to fear.
I think it might be, yeah.
He's also got dodge and step aside. Essentially a ward save against both shooting and combat. I've got 2 mutants, who are both basically the same. They've both got a 3 dagger helmet, and they've both got bows. They're both the same. I think they're both the same. And they've both got spines, which means I think you take.
I think they attack before attacks are made.
No, I think you take like a strength 1 hit or something.
Yeah.
And I've got my possessed, who's a bit mental now. I think to remember. He's got +1 wound.
He's got 3 wounds now, or 4?
I think he's got an extra arm and a tentacle. Oh. So which kind of works. He has a tentacle on his head. There's his extra arm, and there's his other arm. And then I got this beastman got promoted last time, so he's got 1+ weapon skill, 3 dagger and axe, and a step aside. My normal 2 beastmen have both as well they've got 3 dagger and an axe. That's it. And last of all, my 3 brethren, who are all the same. They've all got +1 initiative. Whee! Well, I guess dwarves, that might be useful.
Well, I'm pretty low, initiative 2 across the board. Really.
Yeah, okay. And then axe and 3 dagger each as well.
Okay, so Dan won the role to go first. He has moved up. Some behind this building. We're counting this as a building as well. They couldn't quite get to it. A load more cowering behind here. The only brave models are these, what are they? Mutants?
Mutants, yeah.
So we've got 5 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dan has searched this building and there's no treasure in it. And he couldn't quite reach the other ones. So Sail, the Faithless, is now over here because he cast his spell, which allows him to make a 12-inch move, and he's come round by this wooded area here. And they're well out of range because they've only got normal bows, so they couldn't shoot me. So dwarfs, turn 1, moved everyone up. I had a plan to sort of say, come and defend this building, save it till last, so I moved some of them over here. These guys have got a clear line to the mutants. But then the Slayer here, sorry about the noise in the background, by the way. Slayer here searches building and I rolled 12. So he's got the treasure. It's still going to take him a long time to get off the board though, because he moves half speed now, which it should mean he moves 4, right? Because he moved 3, and then you halve that, so and round up, so move 2. Yeah, so it's going to take him a long time anyway. But yeah, might be able quite soon. So I'm going to take some shots now at his mutants. Okay, so the engineer, Garrick, managed to knock down one of the mutants He's actually got a quick shot, but he only hit one of them. And then the other two crossbow dwarfs didn't hit. So it's the end of Dwarf's turn. Okay, so the possessed are now going to come after the treasure. So we've got rampaging possessed and beastman over here. Well, the guy that was knocked down stood up and just went forward a little bit. The other guys joined him, and then Sail, the faithless, has come around here. He's probably going to try and fly over here and get the treasure. And yep, Sail cast his spell, and he ignores terrain with it. Can move 12, and he can charge with it as well because this is old Games Workshop rules. So he has got into basic contact with the Slayer, and he's going to battle him for the treasure. Yeah, they both were in range in the shooting phase to shoot at this guy over here, one of the dwarf warriors, but they both one hit but didn't wound. Okay, so in the combat here, nothing basically. I parried an attack and and then both my attacks hit him but failed to wound. So yeah, stalemate. So my movement phase, I've charged 3 of the dwarfs in, even 2 of the crossbow dwarfs, because I need to make sure this guy dies. Move these guys back here just to block the advance, hopefully, of the other troops. And obviously my engineer stays still so he can shoot off his 2 crossbow shots at either the mutants or if you can see them. Okay, so Garrick, the engineer, did pretty well this time. He didn't kill anyone, but he knocked one down and stunned the other one.
Yeah.
He had to shoot at them because they're not in cover, whereas the guys over here were. So that's pretty awesome. On to combat. Okay, so it's the end of that combat. That's pretty mental. So the 3 charging dwarfs didn't do anything between them. Then Sail the Faithless attacked the Slayer back. Same thing happened as last time. I parried an attack and the other one missed. The Slayer attacked back. 2 wounds, neither critical, but then they both got a knocked down result. And because it's Dan's turn next, Sail stands back up straight away. But it does mean he strikes last, so he's got all these dwarfs tagging him first. So. Okay, so Dan's turn. Obviously everyone is advancing again towards dwarfs, and the possessed is now around here. It's quite scary. I'm going to struggle to get the treasure off the board before he gets to me. One of the mutants stood up and took a pot shot but missed. Okay, so it's the end of this combat. This guy's still alive, I can't believe it, but I'm just rolling really, really well on my hit and wound rolls, and then I'm never getting any 5 or 6s on any sort of injury rolls on anyone. So he's actually stunned this time, which is a bit better, so next turn I will kill him as long as I can hit him. And he didn't do anything to my guys again. Well, he hasn't a chance because he's stunned.
Yeah, we can take it next time, but it means they can't shoot.
Because they can't shoot and I can't move next time, so these guys are going to have time to catch up with me. Okay, so it's turning out to be quite interesting because how fast these guys move, and I'm still stuck here. So I'm going to try and take some shots at the possessed to hopefully weaken it. Otherwise it's going to come a rampage through here. So I've left him here and moved a Slayer up to defend him. I think these guys are far enough away for now. They're not going to get in next turn. I've moved one of my dwarfs round, so he's not in combat with with Sail the Faithless, but when Sail dies,
he will, he has to die this turn.
He has to die. Well, I have to hit him, don't I?
No, he's stunned, you have to hit him at all, he will just die.
I have to wound him?
Nope.
Okay.
You don't roll at all.
Okay.
They're knocked down, you have to hit.
Okay.
No, if they're knocked down, you have to wound.
Yeah.
If they're both
if you're
stunned,
that's it, it's automatic. Okay. So then
Slayer will get an extra point.
Yeah, because I'll just choose to do it with him. Then they can just move off with the treasure together next turn. Thrund took aim at the possessed and did nothing. Okay, so in combat, Sail automatically dies, and the Slayer basically steps on his neck. The possessed charged the Slayer because he could definitely get in on him. All these guys are now terrifyingly close to my group of dwarfs. Even these guys, I kind of forgot about them, they were sort of coming to the woods there. suddenly they're nearly on top of me, and the mutants are just staggering forwards and taking pot shots as usual, which they're now about to do, and they both missed. Okay, so in another ridiculous combat, the Possessed did nothing to the Slayer, which this Slayer is Scowl, who has 2 wounds, and he actually hates Sail the Faithless, was the other one, didn't he? Yeah. And then in return, with my 1 attack, because he's got tentacles which take away one of my attacks, I got a critical hit and did 2 wounds to the Possessed. Unfortunately, the Possessed had +1 wound on his one of his skills upgrades, so he's only got 1 left now. So it's looking pretty dicey for the Possessed, actually. So in my turn, I've charged the 1 dwarf into the Possessed. I've kept my engineer there because he's more useful with his crossbow than he is in combat. 2 crossbowmen are now free from the combat and they've just stayed there. And then I've moved both of these guys with the treasure chest, because with both of them they can move at normal rate, and they've gone round. Possibly, if any of the other people charge, the crossbowmen might be able to intercept. It depends on the angle of charge, really, and whether they're close enough. But I want to keep my crossbow people still, so I can at least make some shots this turn. So in shooting, both of these useless guys missed, and then Garrick, the engineer, took a wound off the beastman, but in the Possessed warband, beastman had 2 wounds, which is crazy. So it's just this combat here.
Yep.
And in combat, the guy that charged in didn't do anything, and then the Possessed took out with Dan's 1 and only first injury roll of the game. With his first injury roll of the game, he took out my my Slayer, and I think I've had like 5 or 6 injury rolls across the course of the game, and I haven't got a single 5+ in any of them. And I only took this guy out because I automatically took him out. Otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, and so the Possessed gets another experience point as well now. It's Possessed turn now, and this is basically what I thought would probably happen, but kind of hope desperately might not happen. Is I didn't manage to take enough people out with shooting and combat.
Did they hear what she did?
And they've overrun my line, so now I've got charges from the beastmen coming in left, right, centre, and then these guys are all bogged down now. Now Dan decided not to charge either of the treasure bearers because he wants to take out these guys first. We'll probably still then have time to take them out, but I'll just rout before then, most likely. Right, so the end of combat. Basically, pretty much, yeah, pretty bad for the dwarfs. Who's died this turn? One of the crossbow guys died. Yeah, the beastman already taken wounds and nothing happened to the chaos over here. The engineer Garrett put a wound on the beastman, didn't suffer anything in return, so not too bad, and the guy here is stunned. Yeah. So it's Dwarf's turn now.
Can you actually rout?
I've lost 2 people, so I've lost more than 25%.
Yeah, and you've got 80.
So I'm going to voluntarily rout, because otherwise he dies, they can't get off the board yet, everyone charges them, they die as well.
Everyone will be left over.
Yeah, so it's a foregone conclusion really, and I couldn't stop them coming over. Just because Sail bloody Faithless held them up for so long.
He did, that's what won me the game.
Even with like surrounded by 4 dwarfs, just couldn't kill him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually turned out what initially seemed like it's probably going to be just a really short, pointless game with me getting the treasure and walking straight off. Because dwarfs are so slow, and you had that spell to get right over there straight away. It actually turned out to be a pretty cool game, like pretty tactical and everything. So dwarfs are still yet to win a game, but they did it was a bit more interesting with them that time than some of the other games they've played.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool actually. So we'll do a scrolling summary of the losses, deaths, hopefully no deaths, and loot and everything from the warbands, and Possessed get the treasure now because these dwarves just run off and leave the treasure. So you get loads of goodies from that probably as well. And do we also do a weirdstone hunt?
Yeah, so
do the normal weirdstone hunt. Yeah, cool. Right, so that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.